Hey beauties, welcome to this channel. My name is Mata Ogo and I officially welcome you to another
Transformation.
video. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I do my highlight and contour routine. A very simple, very detailed, very beginner friendly. So hang in there and keep watching. So I started with this Kiss Beauty setting spray. It's very moisturizing, but you can go ahead and do your skincare routine, layer it with moisturizer and all that. So I'm just drying it down on my fan, and I went in with this Vaseline, the blue seal, to moisturize my lips, of course. So I'm using this Rimmel mattifying face primer on my T-zone. I'm avoiding my under eye area because you don't need your primer there, except you have like a moisturizing eye cream. You can use it there, but you're not supposed to use your primer over there. So I'm going in with this Sacha Buttercup setting powder to layer my T-zone as well, areas where I sweat and I get very oily easily. This is just to ensure that my makeup does not get very oily during the day. I'm mixing these two foundation, the L'Oreal foundation and V Beauty foundation, and I got this. And then I blended it with my beauty sponge just like this. You can see the motion I'm using in blending. I'm just dabbing. I increase the speed just in case it's looking like I'm doing it fast, but just softly. I just increase the speed, but I'm actually doing it softly, right? So yeah, see the difference. Very clear, very demure. Oh my god! So I always extend my blend to the neck, to my neck rather, and I'm going to be using this foundation as my contour. I'll be leaving details of products used in the description box below, so do well to check it out. So I'll just be contouring just underneath my cheekbone. I also applied the contour foundation at the perimeter of my face, like the way you're seeing me do it in the video. And I also extend my contour down to my jawline, and I'll be blending it again with the beauty sponge I use in blending my foundation. So I'd also be using the same foundation I use in contouring my cheekbone to contour my nose, just with that brush. And yeah, I'll be blending it with my beauty sponge as well, but I just compress it and use it like this in blending. So this lipstick, this red lipstick, is one of my my old lipsticks. I just figured I could use it for my blush, and I've been really enjoying using it as my liquid blush because it does the work perfectly. I just applied it, and then I'm using my brush to blend it out, and also going in with my beauty sponge as well to further blend it. So this is me being extra and extending my blush to my eye, and then the bridge of my nose just like this, because I love blush. I love blush so much. So I love it to always stand out. So I'll be highlighting my face now with my concealer. This is like 2 shades lighter than my actual skin color, and I'll just be highlighting my T-zone, under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow. I love to highlight my lips so it just pop out when I apply my lipstick, and then other places you're seeing me do apply the concealer. So one hack I really learned in blending my concealer is to dry it down with a fan and make it get very tacky before you start blending. When you just start blending immediately, it doesn't give like a full coverage. If you are going for a full coverage, then it's best to let your concealer dry down a little and get very tacky before you start blending. It's going to help the way your concealer appear, like you have a fuller coverage. Better still, I'm blending now with my beauty sponge again. I'm using the same beauty sponge. I just turned to the other side, the pointed side of my beauty sponge, and I'm just blending it just the way you're seeing it. If you notice what I usually do, right? So when I blend the concealer, I'm always using the edge or the bottom of this beauty sponge to like blend it correctly, like to even out every hash line, just the way you're saying. I use that beauty sponge to apply my foundation and my blush and everything. So when you blend out the concealer, just to clear out the harsh lines, I go in with the bottom of the beauty sponge to like blend out every harsh line. So that's the trick for having a very flawless finish. So I like to buff out my concealer with my powder, my mineralized powder first before I go in with my setting powder. So I use like a shade lighter, a powder lighter than my normal or my actual powder shade, to just place on all those places I use my highlight or my concealer rather, before I start setting with my setting powder. And as well, I'm using my setting powder, Sacha setting powder, pressing the setting powder first before I apply fully for baking, just the way you're seeing it. So I'm using the setting powder every place I used my concealer, and also using it to snatch my cheek as well, just where you're seeing it. I love to do this reverse contour with my powder. I don't like to do it with my concealer. I prefer using my setting powder to do it. And so that's what I did. And I'm highlighting the bridge of my nose and just pressing the setting powder every other place on my face. So I'm going in with my actual powder shade and just dusting off every single thing, every setting powder I used. I would only be letting the setting powder I use underneath my eye to bake, while I just dust off every other powder I applied all over my face. So I'm going in with this V Beauty powder. This is like, I think, the darkest shade they have, and I'm using it as my contour powder. I went in with this contour brush, applying it underneath my cheekbone and emphasizing all the contour lines I did on my face. So yeah, to the happy stage, that's the blush stage. So I'm using this Zaron eyeshadow palette. There's this color I love to use for my blush. I always, in fact, that's what this palette is just for my blush. I just love that color, and I love to use it for my blush. And yeah, I'm using my blush brush to apply my blush to my face. So yeah, I love to extend my blush to my nose. I don't know if I'm the only one on this table, but guys, I love the way it looks afterwards. So I'm pressing the powder in. So I notice it's best to press in this setting powder than dusting it off before using my powder brush to just blend out everything I applied on my face. So I went in again with this Kiss Beauty setting spray to melt down all the powder I've applied on the face. And guys, can you see this skin finish? Like, I literally love the way my face is looking. I also use the So Pro finishing spray to just lock up all of this. And God, I love the outcome of this. I hope you also enjoy watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up down below if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel if you are yet to. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye guys.